Hi, this is Lila, and welcome back to my vlog, Solo Concert-Goer. This is episode 7. I will be doing a review of Machine Gun Kelly's concerts in New York City, Central Park, as well as Pier 17. To give you an idea of how much I like Machine Gun Kelly's music, when that whole Spotify thing at the end of the year, last year came out of what was your most listened to song, it was one of his songs, Can't Look Back. And I think, I would love to know what yours was. That was pretty interesting to look back on a year of listening to music and to see which songs you've been streaming so much over and over again. When I was getting excited to go to his shows, I was definitely thinking back to how I discovered his music, and I only ever heard of him for the first time during quarantine. And he had this song with Youngblood at the time that was super popular, I Think I'm Okay. I listened to that song on repeat, loved it from the first moment I heard it. And then I started doing search on YouTube of live versions of the song and acoustic versions, and started going down the MGK rabbit hole. So that's how I found out about him. And there was just so many different stories coming up about him. His feud with Eminem, and just his fan base that's so extremely loyal. Also, just I love that his personal YouTube channel has a vlog of I think 7 seasons of episodes, which is just incredible because you see him 10 years ago as his kid, putting himself out there, and having not as many tattoos yet, and that was super special for me to dive into his vlogs from so long ago and really see how hard he's worked and how far that he's come and how many artists that he's collaborated with in his career so far. It's extremely impressive. One thing that I'll never forget that he said in one of his videos, he said, "We're gonna do this as a family or it's just not gonna happen." And I thought that was such an amazing line, and you can really see that once you've started looking at the people around him, his friends, his manager, his fans, you can really tell that it's a very special bond. It was extremely difficult for me to pick sides when I found out about the Eminem feud, because Eminem was the first artist that I got super into, and I was super little because my brother was a teenager at the time, and so obviously Eminem was always on in his room. So I followed in his footsteps. I am a diehard Eminem fan, and I listened to the song Eminem dissed Machine Gun Kelly with, and the song Machine Gun Kelly dissed Eminem with. And to be honest, it was really difficult for me to still have a lot of respect for Eminem after I heard the song and how he spoke about Machine Gun Kelly. And just honestly picking on an artist that was coming up, and it was disappointing. And so I still am torn. I'm torn, but I had to go with Machine Gun Kelly on that one. Getting to Central Park Rumsey Playfield, it was the longest line that I've seen so far in these few weeks that I've been going to concerts. And I kind of expected it. And I knew it was going to be a long wait, and I was so happy that at Central Park they let you bring in sealed bottled water, because it's nice when you don't have to go and stand in a line at the venue and then lose your spot and so on and so forth. So overall I liked the venue a lot. It was crowded real quick, and yeah, it was hot. And I was super happy that I had water because it was humid. People were smoking all kinds of things. A lot of people were super drunk. People were already fighting, like fist fighting in the crowd before the show even started. Yeah, the opening acts were awesome. Danny Hoopla and Jaden. I haven't heard of either of them. But I enjoyed both their performances. And I enjoyed it enough to go and listen to especially Jaden's music afterwards. I must say he looks a lot like Machine Gun Kelly if you like look quickly. You know, when he came on stage, I was like, what? Machine Gun Kelly is coming on already? Because he's like blonde and some tattoos. I obviously didn't see the full image, you know, but that was pretty funny. MGK he started his set with a lot of songs from Tickets to My Downfall. And it was like so energetic, super fun. He did some Hotel Diablo songs from that album, that's my favorite album. So I was so happy. Also, yeah, a bunch of his new singles. And his first song ever, Wild Boy, which I don't know every word to, but I've seen the video a few times, and I just imagine it must be incredible to perform that song now, looking back at where he comes from. And people were going wild because a lot of fans who were there have been following him for 10 years, and they knew every word, and it was super awesome to see that. He slowed it down with an acoustic performance of Lonely. He spoke quite a bit in between his set, and every single thing that he said was heavy and deep, which for me is like, I love going to concerts where artists are speaking from the heart. Like that's what I'm there for. He was saying things like that he just got so much on his mind, and he was saying that he has got so many regrets in his life, especially when it comes to his dad. It was just difficult for me that so many people in the crowd were shouting mean things when he very vulnerably spoke about what he's going through. And people were like, oh, we don't care. We don't feel sorry for you. It sucked. I couldn't believe it. And there were enough people who did it that MGK actually also even could hear that the crowd were saying things like that, and he like addressed them straight on. He was like, yeah, I hear you, you guys talking and saying shit. And yeah, like he was like, everything that I've ever written was from the heart, and so let me share my stories, and if you don't want to hear them, then I'll see you when I see you, you know. And I just try to imagine what that must be like when you're one of the most successful artists right now, and people buy tickets to your show and still diss you and are mean and say hurtful things. It made very little sense to me, and it just made me have a lot of respect for him, and also a lot of perspective that it doesn't mean that it's a smooth ride once you're successful. And even people who like you and come to your show will still be haters. And that was like a pretty rough reality for me to swallow.
got time. She's holding up slow.
I absolutely went crazy when he brought out Maud's son, and his song with Maud's son, Stay Away. They didn't do the full song, but it was the first time I saw Maud's son in person, and I've been such a massive fan of his also for the last year, and I'm gonna see him next week actually in Brooklyn. So it was a massive surprise. I was so excited.
In public, say, hey, so stay away from me, and I'll stay away from you.
That's some noise for my boy Monster, you crazy fuck.
Travis Barker also came out to perform a few songs, and I think Trippie Reed. Yeah, there were a lot of people who came out. I know Avril Lavigne was there too. She was there. She's dating Maud's son. She didn't come on stage or anything, but she was like at the side of the stage. And then it started raining, and at first it was like, yeah, this is so nice. It's so nice that it's raining. And then, yeah, the people running like summer stage, they started shutting the concert down, and it really sucked because like I think Machine Gun Kelly would have played for another 40 minutes or something, and he did not want to get off stage, and he was like, no, like we're fine. He's like talking to the crowd being like, you guys don't get hit by lightning because then I'm fucked. And we were all like not wanting to leave either, but the people insisted, and eventually they cut his mic off, and he refused to go off, and he didn't perform Bloody Valentine yet, so he tried to get the crowd to sing Bloody Valentine while he was like screaming the words to us, and like we couldn't exactly hear him, but like we could see the words like that he was trying to say, or that he was saying, like we could read his lips. So we sang Bloody Valentine a cappella, and it really sucked when we had to leave, but it was a great experience, and I was so happy that I had the ticket to see him for his second show at Pier 17 the next night. I would have been extremely upset if I didn't have that second ticket to see him. I decided to get to Pier 17 much earlier than I initially planned to go, just because I knew now that people were lining up from way early. So I managed to get a really good spot since that I arrived early. And yeah, I arrived there with some pizza and just hung out in the line, sat down. And pretty soon we were in the venue, and because I had seen his opening acts the previous day, I more or less could remember some of their songs now, so it was even more enjoyable seeing them for a second time and singing along to their songs this time. There were many, many rude people in the crowd once again, and people pushing past, which is, I mean, it sounds so petty, but if you've been standing in line for 4 hours and then like a group of girls push through you being like, oh, we're just gonna like, we're joining our friends, they're right there, and then like they stop exactly in front of you because they lied. They're not joining anybody, they're just pushing in front of you. I've just had that happen to me enough times in the last few weeks. Plus these girls were like so much taller than me, and usually I'm really soft spoken, but I was like, are you actually gonna go find your friends? Or because if you push in front of me and if you're gonna stand here, like I'm gonna be really annoyed. You're much taller than me, so yeah, figure this out, but do not push in front of me. And like they like just ignored me, and then there were like drunk girls who were like, oh, you guys can stand with us, don't move. So stupid. And yeah, like they couldn't give a fuck. So yeah, eventually like the people in our line, we were just like, we blocked everybody else who tried to come past us. We were like making a wall. We're like, this is not gonna happen. And people, like, I mean, it's just like the drunk people who lean on you and push you, and people, like, there were girls kicking each other. Like, I'm not lying, they're kicking each other. And there was one girl who like, she was so drunk, she kept leaning back on me. And then people were complaining, and then other people were like, oh, you know, you're at a concert, what do you think is gonna happen? Of course it's gonna be crowded. And we were all just like, yeah, that doesn't mean you have to like lean on other people the whole time. Sounds so freaking petty. I've definitely been to too many concerts in the last few weeks, so this definitely worked on my nerves. More fights broke out. There was a mosh pit that I accidentally got in the middle of. Somebody knocked me with an elbow in my eye, but I survived. Some girls pulled me out. I'm like, kind of, I don't know, I think they called it a pod or something, but they shoved me into their little safe space. And the thing that always surprises me is that it's big men who ruin it for everybody by, you know, doing like the mosh pits. It's like a different story if it's, I don't know, if everybody's enjoying it, but these people like pushed others so hard that they would fall over, and yeah, in ways that they would like elbow you and stuff. And when you tell them like, listen, you guys are hurting us, could you please just be considerate, they just look at you with like this like stare of like there's nothing there. So I don't know what they were on. And once again, Pier 17 failed, like in terms of security, just the same way that it was with Rise Against. So unfortunately, that really sucks when that happens. And it's difficult to enjoy the show when that's constantly happening. That being said, when Machine Gun Kelly finally came out, his stage was looking amazing. He came out on a like super big pole box. He stood on top. He was so high up. I'd never seen anybody at Pier 17 do that, and I've gone to quite a few shows there. It was really cool because we could all see him. He didn't stay up there forever, but it was a great start to the show. I really wanted to be present, so I decided not to take any photos or videos for at least the first 40-50 minutes of his set, and I'm really happy that I did it that way. He did the same set that he did the previous night, but he didn't have any music guests join him this time, but he did bring out Pete Davidson, the comedian, and like one of his best friends. It was so amazing to see him. People were going super wild. It was so fun.
I just spent too many minutes watching little videos of shitty wannabe rappers dissing me. I just spent the winter chilling after someone trying to send a kill shot dissing me. Young blonde on, double X mob, got a gang out in Sicily. One, hey, why you think they call me the gun and I'm popping up on anybody if they trigger me? Black and yellow jacket on like a Peel Bill, girl strapping and I still will. We can take it back in 2012, I was jumping on the tour with some beef bills. 2014, I was 17 years, no big deal. 2014, I was jumping in the lobby, trying to lobby, I bet they can feel a big deal. One of my enemies, soon as they mention me, calling assembly, pick up a pen and put you at your misery written. History, it was gonna happen eventually. I just came until the day that I run into you physically. For everything that I went through mentally, when it felt like everybody in the world was against you, and every critic and every article tried to offend me. My daughter snapped and keep it talking about me in elementary. We ain't playing, they keep it in the frame, people can't check.
The coolest thing happened during his song Floor 13. He came super close to our part of the crowd, and I was super close to the front, and every single person had their phone out and like, you know, trying to record him because he was so close, and I did not have like my camera or phone in my hand. And like he like looked at me in the eye and made eye contact with me, like, and me being like the only one who didn't have a phone in front of my face, so like he kept eye contact for like a few verses. It was like the best thing ever. I was like this like the whole time. I was like, yeah, it was the best thing that's ever happened to me.
Tubing and I found a piece inside my pen. He talking shit when he wake up, I go do that again. I came back. I wanna know if I tell you a secret. Will you keep it?
If a pussy wanna say shit, then I fucking stop his face and not gonna break it, change it. I let blood on the pain and I'm on borrowed time, can't shake it up like I when I break it.
At both shows, the crowd kept yelling, Megan Fox, Megan Fox. Unfortunately, she didn't make an appearance, but many times he looked backstage. It was obvious that he was talking to her, and there was a song that he was dedicating to her. So it was really cute and cool to know that she was there.
Oh my God!
I definitely feel that the comments that the people made at the Central Park show definitely got to him, because he did not share as vulnerably at the show, even though he did speak now and again in between songs, but he kept it more like light and positive, and he was encouraging people to, he was saying like, even him as like one of the biggest acts right now, he still allows himself to be influenced, and he's like just trying to tell everybody to be open and allow yourself to be influenced, and he was like, tonight at this show, like feel something, just feel something. It was pretty cool. That like, it was from the heart also, but it obviously wasn't so heavy. And I definitely think it was about the people being mean the night before. He was in good spirits though. He was just like making jokes, looking at the New York City skyline, being like, I don't know which one is the Empire State Building, but this is pretty cool. And he's making us all flip the bird to all the buildings around us. And we were just like shouting and stuff. And anyway, like he was just like poking fun at everything. It was nice to see him having an amazing time.
You know my answer, that makes it all feel complicated, yeah. It all feels complicated. I read those texts that you sent to yours, but I'll never say it, yeah. I'll never say you walked in my life at 2 a.m. The black boy's new girl is your best friend. Act like you'll see me, but play pretend. I already told me. Showtime. Hey, now we're in the backseat of the black car going home, and she asked me, is it wrong if I come home if you were full drunk on the elevator when I kissed you for the first time in New York City? New York, hey, I swear to God, I never fall in love. Then you showed up and I can't get enough of it. I swear to God, I never fall in love. I'll never fall in love, but I can't get enough of it. Let's go. I swear to God, I'll never fall in love. Then you showed up and I can't get enough of it. How about that Blackberry verse? Y'all got it? Here is my faith. Take the mic.
he brought a fan on stage to sing a whole song. It was super cool seeing him just play the guitar and letting her do her thing. You could just tell that he loves these fans, and it was super cool to witness that. I've never seen an artist allow a fan to sing an entire song. It was very, very special. She killed it. At the end of both shows, he shared off. Obviously, we all went crazy, and it was really fun to see his tattoos in person. It's just super, super crazy to me how much time I've spent listening to his music in the last year that I've known him. And it was really special to hear him perform some songs that he put out during quarantine. They were called quarantine sessions, and from what I know, they're only available on YouTube and not on streaming services. One of them is called Pretty Toxic Revolver. He performed it both nights. That totally made my day because I love that song.
I wake up every day and I see people don't understand me. I like it that way, I think. Danger. One of us just lost their savior. Gotta maintain when you're going insane, so I say this prayer. Dear God, why do you want this medicine to control my anger? Do you even exist? Starting to think it's a myth. Other things left unsaid. Other things went unanswered. My aunt just passed from cancer. Dad just got out of rehab. Her mom's never gonna show up. Gotta grow up, ride with me. Through the memories inside of me. To the nights I was hooked on the ivory. Head hurting all week cause of bad coat. And the same week, overdose, that's fucked up. But I guess I lucked up. And I feel okay because it probably won't be until the day I die that they love us. But trust, every nomination I don't get, every list that I ain't on. No reminder of why I wrote songs in the first place. There's a way to escape where I came from. This just why. Pretty toxic, heavy conscience, weighing on my soul. I got 6 shots in my revolver when I'm on my own. Don't play this song on the first day I am gone. I do not want you to cry. Legends never die. Both our stories told in the years spent on that road. Before they came to our shows, we was creating all late. I hope they pave it in gold. Take me home, somewhere I belong. Somewhere foreign, looks like Dolly's drawing. Hey, isn't it funny that whenever you got a vision, a mission, and a couple of plans to go with it, somebody gotta come along now to damage it like a cancer. That habits never banished. I managed to smoke 5 grams of cannabis. Still keep my stamina for the fans with the goddamn cameras that attack my stance like evangelists. I said truth and they couldn't handle it. So when it sinks, you stand in it. I guess this is not Titanic with no James Cameron to direct the track, but they just fine. Pretty toxic, heavy conscience, weighing on my soul. I got 6 shots in my revolver when I'm on my own. Back against the wall, they got me edges.
Freezes, cold, late nights, drinking, on my own, too much, feelings, alcohol, too much, serious, I ain't gone.
Pretty toxic, heavy conscience, weighing on
My soul.
6 shots in my revolver when I'm on my own.
All in all, it was extremely inspiring to see Machine Gun Kelly perform and to see him in the flesh and to just appreciate his work ethic and thought about all the people that he's been collaborating with over the years. And it was really cool that he could just bring friends out on stage, and all these artists are also doing extremely massive things right now. So yeah, he's definitely an artist that I think I'm gonna love forever. And I feel extremely fortunate that I could attend both of his shows. I still have to pinch myself. It was one of those things where you're really, really trying to enjoy yourself in the moment. But yeah, you have to kind of give it some time. And one day look back and be like, wow, that was like one of the best nights of my life.
Right here. All these girls are the one night alone. My life on the outside is fun to them, but the person on the inside is crumbling. Sick. All I know is I don't know nothing. All I know is I don't know nothing at all. All I know is I don't know nothing at all.
After the show, I bumped into some friends that I made at the Kesha show like 2 weeks ago. I was super happy that they spotted me because I was like had my camera on my face after the show taking selfies and stuff. So it was really cool to say hi to them. And I know like there's some friends that I was hoping to see at a Simple Plan concert about 2 weeks from now, but Simple Plan canceled and New Found Glory I think is the only band playing at that show, so I did a refund on my ticket because I don't know New Found Glory. So yeah, I was looking forward to see other friends that I made at the Green Day concert, but yeah, I won't be attending that show anymore. I'm excited for Mod Sun, Noah Cyrus, and Jungle next. Thanks for hanging out.